Hello guys, in this video tutorial I will teach you about the inner join. So the name depicts join. This means it will join the two tables. Inner join. With the help of inner join we can combine two tables. So what is inner join? Inner join combines records from the two tables whenever there are matching values in the field common to both tables. This means on the basis of common field we can select the record from the two tables. For example, if we have 10 records, for example 10 students in one table and 15 students in second table, such that there exists 10 student common in both table. So with the help of inner join we can retrieve the detail of these 10 students individually from both the tables in one table. So let's illustrate an example on inner join. We have three tables. Select static from student. Select static from tab. We have already created these three tables. So describe student, select static from student. We see there are 15 students record in the table student. If we select static from subject, we have three subjects: subject 1 database, subject 2 OOP, and subject 3 web. And if we select static from course registration, we have 12 students from 1 to 12. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and each student is registered in almost 3 subjects. So we have only 12 students out of 15 that are registered in these 3 subjects. So this means 12 students have registered 3 courses. Now we want with the help of inner join we combine these 3 tables. So why we need to combine these 3 tables? First question is this. So as far as answer is concerned, I will say that the student ID is here, but the student name does not exist here. So here only with the help of foreign key attribute student ID the table is linked, but we don't have rest of the information here at student name. What is the student name? What is the contact number? For that we must have to visit that table and see there. So we need another table or another query which can display the detail from more than one table. So we need a student ID, student name, subject ID, subject name, date. For example, these 5. Although 3 attributes exist here, but the rest of the 2 attributes, student name and subject name, are in the other respective tables. So with the help of inner join we can take the names. So let's start solving a query using this student scenario. So we write select, for example, select student ID, select student ID, name, and then we write subject ID and subject name and date. Dated is a attribute name, for the date of enrollment of the particular student. So select these. So here we will write the first table name. We can write any table name. For example, we write here the student. So we will write here the student. Inner join, we will write inner join. So we combine student with the course registration first. Student with course registration. Then on which column, which common column we are combining. Please remember here, this is very much important. This is very much important point, that we cannot combine two tables, we cannot join two tables using inner join until and unless there is a common column in these two tables. So here the common column is a student ID. So on student dot student ID is equal to course registration dot student ID. This means student dot student ID is equal to course registration dot student ID. This means the relevant data of one should be matched to other. If we don't write this means with each student all the records of other student will be repeated. For example, with student 1, records of student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4 will be repeated, but we should have to limit this to the particular student, and that is the one reason we are taking student dot student ID is equal to course registration dot student ID. And the second reason is that inner join, for inner join it is necessary that we should take here a common column, but I think it will not run. The reason is that here the compiler will confuse which student ID. Either it is talking about student dot student ID or course registration dot student ID. So this means there is some sort of the error, but here error also exists here. Subject name, let's copy it. Describe subject name. There is some mistake. We write it again. Subject ID name, subject student ID name, subject ID from the inner join. Then we have to inner join it again with another table, inner join subject, because we are mentioning here subject name, and subject name is attribute of subject, so it should be now inner join with the subject. So inner join subject on subject dot subject ID is now equal to course registration dot subject ID. Column ambiguously defined. Now student ID is common in both tables, so we will write here table name. We can write here any table name, either student or course registration. There is no restriction on that, but now the records of the 35 students are displayed. This is, for example, we talk about student 9. So student 9 name is Abdullah, and Abdullah is registered first in subject 1 database, subject 2 OOP, and subject 3 web on this date. This means we have joined the three tables. We have not fully joined, because if we see there are almost 5 attributes of the student and only 2 are here, so we can fully join all the tables or 3 tables here, or we can take the selected columns from the respective tables and then we can join it. But for joining it is necessary that common column should exist. Here only the 12 students record exist, so 12 students are shown and the rest of the students, which are 13, 14, 15, are ignored here because the students 13, 14, 15 exist in the parent table student, but here it does not exist, so it will not be counted here. So I think it was enough, or we can solve other example, so it's up to you. Let's see, let's solve some other example. We see select steric from tab. We have 3 tables. Suppose we want to make another table. Create table marks. So we will write student ID, number, subject ID, number, and we write student ID, subject ID, we write marks, or we write marks obtained, number. So insert into marks student ID 1, subject 1, and marks are, for example, 50. Insert into, we write student ID, subject ID, marks obtained. We have ignored the rest of the sentence. Student ID 1, subject 1, marks obtained 50. Student 1 in subject 2 got, for example, 60, and student 1 in subject 3 got 70. Similarly, we can take in 1 67. Similarly, we take student 2 88, and we take student 2 in subject 3 92. Similarly, we take student 3 in subject 1 90, student 3 in subject 2 97, and subject in 3 in 78. For example, we have inserted some rows here for different students 1, 2, and 3. We have inserted the record of the 3 students. So let us suppose we want to join the table, 2 tables. Suppose student ID and the student and the marks. So we will write select steric, select student dot student ID and student dot name student dot contact. For example, if you want to contact him about his result, so we are included another attribute, student dot contact, and subject id. Here we don't need a table name. Here we can directly write contact, but here we need. Why? Because student id is common column, so for common column we must have to write any table. So contact and name contact and subject id, marks obtained from student. Inner join course registration on student id is equal to course registration dot student id. Marks obtained invalid. So what can happen? Marks obtained. Select student or student in name contact subject. Marks obtained from student. Inner join course registration. Suppose we remove this to check the yes. Student id, name contact, and subject id. So subject id is taken from the course station, while student id from the other table. So we can also see here marks obtained. Oh, sorry, marks obtained was the attribute of the marks table, so we cannot write it here. So in this way we have combined these two tables. Let's combine the other two table. Describe marks, student id, subject id, and marks obtained. So subject id, marks obtained. So here instead of course station we will write marks. So this was a mistake. Student dot student is equal to marks dot student id. We can see student id 1, name, contact. These three are the attributes from the student table, and subject id, marks obtained. So for example, student id 1 Ali contact, subject id 1, in subject id 1 he obtained 50 marks, in subject id 2 he obtained 60. So the first three columns are from the one table, and then the rest are from the second table using inner join. So if you want to display the subject id, the name, so we will then have to before combining it with the joining it with the third table, there is another point I would like to explain, that we can first write marks and then we can write it here student. On the second there is no restriction, it will the result will be same. So in inner join, either we write here the first table, or here we write it here we write a second table. So there is no restriction, we can write here first student, and then here's course station marks obtained. second table marks, or here we can write the student first and then marks here. So in inner join there is no restriction, we can write any table first. So if we want to combine it with the third table, so inner join it with the subject table on marks dot subject id is equal to, and also there is no restriction here, we can write like student dot student id is equal to marks dot student id, or marks dot student id is equal to student dot student id. There is no such restriction on the order. So marks dot subject id is equal to which table, marks inner join subject dot subject id. We have now combined three tables, but what we are getting from this third subject, third table subject, so we are getting the subject name. So we will write subject name. So you can see here, for example, due to space utilization, we remove the contact because of the width of the window is not so much. So here you can see three columns are combined, three different table columns are joined and combined. Student id and name from the student table, subject id and subject name from the subject or course session, and marks from the marks. So in this way we can combine the any number of table using join. But you can also see only three student data exist, so either we write it here the marks table name or student table name and then write other table name. In both cases only the common values will be displayed. Here the common values are only student 1, 2 and 3, and the rest of students, for example we see select Steric from the student. Here we have 15 students, but only the 3 records are displayed. Why? Because these are the 3 records which are common in all the 3 tables. So thank you again for watching the video in detail, and let's wait for the upcoming tutorial video. Thank you so much. Thank you.